There comes a time in every person's life when they must decide, will I be controlled by the world, or will I control the way I respond to it? Not in theory, not in quotes or surface-level affirmations, but in the marrow of your being when storms come, when they gossip about you, when opportunities slip through your fingers, when love fails you, when silence replaces applause. That moment, that is the moment that defines the kind of power you've built within. This world does not care for the easily shaken. It does not pause for the offended. It does not rearrange itself to coddle your ego. And the greats, those who carved their names into the mountains of time, knew this. They did not merely survive. They endured with elegance. They moved through betrayal, through bankruptcy, through ridicule with something more than confidence. They moved with composure, the unshakable internal stillness that says, I am not here to react to chaos. I am here to command myself. Henry Ford was laughed at when he proposed the idea of a gasoline-powered automobile. They said it was lunacy. But Ford did not argue. He did not explain himself to the small-minded. He built in silence. And one day, the world drove what he dreamed. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you, not because nothing ever will, but because you have chosen a higher plane of power. Reaction is for the weak. Response is for the disciplined. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you are not denying your emotions. You are mastering them. You are refusing to hand the keys of your emotional well-being to someone else's ignorance. You are saying, my energy is sacred. My peace is not negotiable. My vision is too valuable to be distracted by noise. Think of Lincoln, worn down by loss, by war, by national division so deep it tore families apart. And yet, when he stood to speak, his voice did not tremble with resentment. It rose with purpose. Because Lincoln understood, strength is not in the fist. It is in the calm hand extended in clarity. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not becoming numb. You are becoming invincible. You see, the world is built to test you. It throws chaos at your doorstep, knocks when you least expect it, hoping, just hoping, that you will flinch. Because the moment you flinch, the moment you show that your center is soft is the moment you lose control. You don't have to win every battle. You don't have to be loud. You just have to be still. And in that stillness, the world begins to bend. Not because it cares about you, but because it recognizes power when it sees it. Belief is where it begins. Not belief in what you see, but belief in what you are becoming. If you only believe when the sun shines, your strength is shallow. But if you can believe in yourself when the sky is black, when there is no applause, when the results haven't arrived, that is unshakable. That is divine. Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But the world twists that. They chase achievement without cultivating belief. They want results without becoming the kind of person who can sustain them. They react to every whisper, every criticism, every delay as if it's the end. But belief, real belief, is quiet. It doesn't need to scream because it knows how the story ends. And so, it walks through fire with a steady pace. Discipline is what follows, because belief without discipline is fantasy. You say you want peace, then entertain every distraction. You say you want clarity, but you scroll through chaos. Numbered. If you want to act as if nothing bothers you, you must train your body, your mind, your habits to serve stillness. Wake up early not because it's trendy, but because your mind is sharpest in solitude. Turn off the noise not because it's peaceful, but because silence reveals truth. And when others waste their lives reacting, you are building, quietly, faithfully, every day. Walt Disney was fired for a lack of imagination. Let that sink in. The man who built a world out of dreams was told his vision was worthless. He could have lashed out. He could have quit. But instead, he built. He acted as if it didn't bother him. and maybe it did. But he didn't give it power. And in doing so, he rewrote the world. Clarity is not gifted. It is earned. It is carved from the confusion. It is shaped by rejection. If you do not know who you are, the world will define you. And when they define you, they will control you. You'll live your life defending, explaining, reacting. That is the path of the exhausted. But the moment you decide, truly decide, who you are and what you are building, no insult, no delay, no doubt can touch you. So here's what you must understand. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not arrogance. It is maturity. It is the maturity of a soul that has seen chaos and chosen creation. It is the maturity of someone who knows their time is too precious to waste on the opinions of the lost. You do not argue with those committed to misunderstanding you. You do not shrink so others feel comfortable. You rise, quietly, relentlessly. There will be days when the noise gets loud. When life doesn't go as planned. When people betray you, mock you, leave you. Let them go. Let the world do what it does. And while it spins in circles, you walk forward. Not because it's easy, but because you are no longer the kind of person who needs the world to be quiet in order to build. You've learned to act as if nothing bothers you. And that is a superpower. The greatest warriors of spirit don't stand on stages. They walk beside us in silence. They've been underestimated, overlooked, misunderstood. But their energy, untouchable. Because they've learned the sacred art of self-command. They've understood what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you stop reacting to every opinion, every piece of gossip, every failure, you begin to create a life rooted in truth, not performance. And that's when things start to shift. You begin to attract situations aligned with peace, not chaos. You stop auditioning for rooms you were never meant to enter. You stop begging for validation from those too blind to see your worth. And in that silence, you rise. Understand, pretending nothing bothers you is not the same as becoming untouchable. This is not a mask. This is a transformation. You don't hide from the fire. You walk through it and emerge forged. Steel is not born soft. It is made in flames. And you too must be willing to endure the furnace if you ever want to taste what it means to live in real power. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times to create the light bulb. They mocked him. They laughed. They called him mad. But he didn't let it touch him. He didn't waste energy on bitterness. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's what it means to be free. Not immune to emotion, but never enslaved by it. The question is not, will life test you? The question is, when it does, will you remember who you are? Will you rise above the noise, or will you drown in it? Because the person you're meant to become, strong, focused, disciplined, unbothered, is waiting on the other side of your reaction. Choose stillness, choose clarity, choose yourself, and the world will adjust. And when the dust settles, when the noise fades, when the crowds vanish and all that remains is the person staring back at you in the mirror, let that reflection be someone who never surrendered their peace, someone who didn't flinch when life threw its worst, someone who learned, truly learned, to walk through storms with stillness in their soul. This is the new standard. This is the path of the uncommon. Not loud, not boastful, but relentless, unshakable, focused, free. And if something inside you awakened today, if a deeper part of you felt seen, felt challenged, felt called, then don't let that fire fade. This is Stoic Trench. This is where strength is built in silence. Where power isn't shouted, it's lived. Subscribe now, because we're not just creating content. We're forging a mindset, and your journey has only just begun.